Some people call him a devil, serial killer. I call him the GOAT. In today's video, I'll share how you can be like Yuuichi Katagiri. So let's begin with mastering emotional control. Yuuichi Katagiri from Tomodachi Game exemplifies the essence of emotional control, a fundamental pillar in the art of manipulation. His demeanor is calculated and meticulously managed to serve his strategic needs. Yuichi's emotional management allows him to appear naive or overly trusting, which misleads other players into a false sense of superiority. For instance, during an early game, he pretends to make a naive mistake by misidentifying the traitor, which others perceive as a lack of competence. However, this mistake is a calculated move to gather more information discreetly. To master emotional control like Yuichi, you need to recognize and regulate your emotional responses actively. But more so than that, what makes Yuichi's emotional control so great is that not only does he have perfect ability to control his emotions and never shows them, but he actually shows false emotions to deceive players. We can use that as a perfect segue to our next section, understanding and exploiting human behavior. Yuichi's prowess also lies in his profound understanding of human psychology. He reads subtle cues and body language to manipulate his friends and foes, and even to discern from friends from foes. By understanding their desires and fears, he can predict their actions and manipulate them towards the intended outcome. Yuichi often creates traps that exploit these weaknesses, such as when he manipulates Tenji by acting naive, only to reveal his true knowledge of the traitor later, completely shifting the power dynamic in his favor. Enhancing your ability to read others involves to pay close attention to verbal and nonverbal cues, understanding psychological theories, and applying this knowledge in real-world interactions. Observation skills, active listening, and empathy are tools that can be honed to mirror Yuichi's ability to manipulate social dynamics. And obviously I can't explain this all in 2 minutes, it might take me even a couple days, but I'll link a couple videos where I explain this more in depth. Artful misdirection and strategic deception. Misdirection is the key technique used in Yuichi's arsenal. He constantly uses misdirection to manipulate perceptions, leading other players to misunderstand his true intentions. This tactic is vividly displayed when Yuichi orchestrates a scenario where he appears vulnerable, only to turn the table at the last minute. Another use of emotional control, as we just said, because he already has emotions in control, so he's able to display false emotion. So, an example from the game shows Yuichi reveals what seems to be a crucial piece of information, which in reality is a red herring designed to lead the others astray. To employ misdirection effectively, you must create convincing diversions and know precisely when to reveal or conceal information. Developing a skill in storytelling and understanding human cognitive biases can aid in crafting scenarios that mislead and manipulate effectively. High emotional intelligence. Yuichi's manipulation is significantly enhanced by his high emotional intelligence. He not only reads the room effectively, but also influences it. His interactions are calculated to evoke specific emotional responses that he then uses to his advantage. For example, his ability to empathize with his peers gains their trust, which he later exploits to orchestrate outcomes that favor him. Building a high emotional core requires more than just understanding others. It involves actively influencing their emotional states that can be achieved by practicing empathy, just be empathetic, improve your communication skills, and learn to predict and influence the emotional reactions of others through your behavior. Next is adaptability in the face of change. Yuichi's ability to adapt is critical in maintaining control within the chaotic environment of Tomodachi Game. His plans are flexible, allowing him to respond dynamically to new information in changing circumstances. This adaptability is showcased when plans go awry. Yuichi doesn't panic, but recalibrates his strategy to accommodate new developments, often using them to his advantage. To develop adaptability, one must be willing to abandon unsuccessful strategies and remain open to new information. This involves being creative in problem solving, staying informed about potential variables, and maintaining a calm demeanor in the face of unexpected challenges. Concealing intentions and strategic planning. Concealing intentions is a strategy Yuichi employs with finesse. He often guides other players down the wrong path, enveloping them in smokes and mirrors until it's too late for them to realize they've been manipulated. This is evident when Yuichi uses his outwardly simple demeanor to mask complex multi-layered plans. He reveals nothing until the moment of execution, ensuring his strategies are unanticipated and therefore unstoppable. Mastering the concealment of intentions can be achieved by developing a poker face or a con face, learning to control information flow meticulously, and practice the art of deception both through verbal and non-verbal communication. Now let's talk about cultivating a reputation for unpredictability. In manipulation, how others perceive you can significantly affect their interactions with you. Yuichi cultivates a reputation for being unpredictable and unscrutable, making it difficult for his opponents to formulate effective strategies against him. This perception creates an aura of mystery and power around him, compelling others to be cautious in their dealings, thereby reducing direct confrontations. To cultivate a similar reputation, you must constantly display a variety of behaviors and strategies that leave others guessing. This involves occasionally acting out of character or introducing new, unexpected elements into your behavior, ensuring that your actions cannot be easily predicted or analyzed. Lastly, let's move on to the masterful use of psychological warfare. Yuichi's ultimate manipulation lies in his use of psychological warfare. He plays not just the game, but the players themselves, exploring their psychological vulnerabilities. He crafts narratives that players believe and follow, often leading to their undoing. For instance, Yuichi's actions often cause others to act irrationally out of fear or anger, which he then leverages to gain power. To engage in psychological warfare like Yuichi, you must learn to create and manipulate narratives that others must believe and follow. This involves a deep understanding of psychology, a flair for drama, and the ability to maintain control over the narrative no matter how the actual events unfold. By employing these strategies, you'll be able to become like Yuuichi Katagiri. Thank you guys for watching, and peace on the street.